to my hostel maybe like 2 times in your whole life, and all of a sudden you were living with me. How school and nursing not even allow strangers? This one never slept in my hostel. She slept in my sister's hostel. This guy has like a distorted reality of what actually happened.
It's Blessing here, and how are you all doing? What is happening with YouTube? Let me quickly check. Where is my other phone? How is everybody on this beautiful Tuesday evening? How are you? How was your day? Let me quickly go to YouTube and check if our sound is good. Let me see. Live. I have to switch. Advert. Let me wait a bit. Hello, hello, hello. If you can hear me, just say yes, yes, yes in the comments. Say yes in the comments, please. I'm waiting for my YouTube to load so that I can check for myself. What's good? ¿Qué tal? Thank you, Karen. What's good? Yes, we are good to go. I am happy to be back here. I've been under the rock. I've been hiding. I've been what? I've been quiet. I've been scared for 6 days. I've not come live. I've not said pim. I've not mentioned anybody's name. 6 whole days. I've not come live. Oh, I've been hiding under the rock. That's why you guys have not seen me. But I'm glad I can finally run my mouth again. Now I'm somewhere safe. Nothing can happen. So I can finally run my mouth again and nothing can happen to me. You understand? For 6 days, nobody heard from me. I was hiding. But I'm back. I'm back. What's good? How have you guys been? So we did part 1 on the 2nd of July. Today is the 8th of July. We are back with part 2. Hey God, what kind of life is this? What kind of content creator is this that is not content creating? How can you postpone a video for 6 days? You are now coming with part 2 after 6 days. Who is waiting for part 2? My brothers and sisters, let's just do it though. Let's just do it so that we know that we've done it and finished it. I'm happy to be back, honestly. Whenever I miss you guys, I'm just like, okay. I don't know how long this video is going to be, by the way, because we have some clips to go, And I don't know if, let me see, the clips. I don't know if, let me see, one. Okay. Oh, we are going to be, ooh. We are almost done, guys. It's not even much left. So we're going to be quick, but we are going to stay back and gist. Let's see who is on Facebook. So today we are going to migrate to YouTube before we even start the video. We're going to migrate. Yes. Yes, because we're going to be playing stuff. And on your YouTube, on your Facebook, where you're watching me, now on Facebook, there should be a link on the screen. Click on that link and no shizy. I think I put the wrong channel link. Anyways, guys, go to YouTube and find me on YouTube. BN Talk Show. I think I put the other channel link. I just realized it now. So the link you see on your screen is not the correct one. Let me see if there's still something I can do about it. No. Oh, shiz. Okay, I'm just gonna hide it so that you guys don't. Yes. I have hidden that link so you can no longer see it, but just go to YouTube and search for BN Talk Show, and that's where we are. That's where we're hanging out, and that's where we're gonna play the rest of this analysis that we didn't finish last week. I'm back. I'm back to finish what I started. Part two of how they met. The lies. Three people sat down together and they were catapulting one another with lies. This is just too embarrassing. You cannot be in the midst of people that lack honesty, they lack integrity. You cannot just watch them and tell yourself, oh, these people are transparent, oh, these people are honest, they are going to just tell you the truth, or they will not tell you anything at all. No. When you're watching them with suspicion, like, okay, this one just said something. Let me cross check and double check. That's not the kind of life anybody wants to live. Definitely not, especially on social media. If you're living that kind of life in private that people don't trust and believe you, at least only the people close to you would know. But now you're living that kind of life online. Here people are watching you with one eye closed and one eye open and one ear. Like they are like, okay, okay, let's go and check what this one said last time. Okay, let's check what the other one said. And all of them were just lying. They were just lying and telling one another, oh no, you are lying. Oh, you are lying. That's not how it happened. Oh, you people are lying. Oh gosh, too embarrassing. These are people in their 30s. Three people in their 30s add their ages together, 90 years of lies. 90 something years, just lying, lying, lying. I'm like, who are you lying to? And why are you lying to strangers on social media? To do what? So that they can see you in a certain light. Like, you're living a fake life. You're not living your true, authentic self. You're not being you. You're fake. You're being fake. Why? For people to think you are something else that you are not. And how do you look yourself in the mirror? How do you feel within yourself, knowing that you think you have succeeded in deceiving people online? Which people? Can you mention their names? Why are you fooling yourself? At the end of the day, when you turn off that phone, it's another world. Well, some people, eh, their life is inside the phone. So there is nothing like turning off the phone for them. No. Their real life is inside the phone. Their real life is social media. Outside of social media, there is no life. So social media is so important to them. Like they would lie, they would steal, they would kill on social media just to keep up that appearance, that look. And then in their real lives are in shambles. Like there's just no life outside. So that phone, that image they have of themselves inside that phone is paramount to them. Pathetic to live like that because of monetization. The way things are going and the way people are talking about this monetization thing, it looks like monetization might just vanish you someday, especially Facebook. Facebook is really uncertain. YouTube is good. YouTube is fine when it comes to monetization. But you see Facebook, and a lot of people have put their hope and trust in Facebook because Facebook made many people much money, too much money, like money. People were using basins to pack money. Where was I? Where my mates were using where my mates were using basin to pack money. Facebook was paying people hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. I'm not talking 50,000, I'm talking $200,000 in a month. There are content creators who made that much in a month. Facebook made people so much money. And now I'm seeing people crying that, oh, Facebook is no longer paying. Oh my God. Oh, they're only paying in cents. Oh, the money is not much. And I'm looking at them. I cannot relate because one day, those are the same people who thought they were the light. They were the main G. They were all of that because they were making all that, to them, free, easy money. Yeah. But now reality is about to kick in, and the real people out there in the real world with real jobs are now the real MVPs, if you know what I mean. So I'm waiting for that day when Facebook is going to turn off the tap and everybody would start either running to YouTube or running to go look for a job. Me, honestly, I cannot imagine myself just waking up and sleeping and waiting for social media monetization every single day. Just waiting, like, okay, that's my salary at the end of the month. I cannot imagine. It's so uncertain. What if anything happens to your social media account and that money doesn't come? What do you do? What happens with your bills? Think about it. And there are some of us in the real world, we just wake up, we grind, we go to work. We are real hustlers. We work for our money and we get the money. We know that every month it's gonna come in and it comes in good. And we can also live, the kind of life that we want to live. And I'm like, okay, so those people who are on social media who make the money or think they make the money living a certain kind of life, what's the need when you can no longer live that kind of life? You lose it all. And even when you make the money online, you're sacrificing so much. You're sacrificing your privacy. You're sacrificing your safety, your life, your dignity, your pride, so much. So many crazy things people do. Even they will bring their father and useless their father on social media, fool themselves because of coins online. But those in the real world, they go to serious places of work. They go to their real jobs as professionals. They work, they get paid, they get respected, they go home. They don't have to fool themselves. They don't have to open their bodies to their colleagues at work. You see the difference. You see the pride and dignity that you go back home with when you have a real job. You don't have to expose yourself. You don't have to beg your colleagues. You don't have to be an idiot at your place of work. But you come on social media because of that money, you think, oh my God, this money is big. You become more or less a loser. You become a clown, a fool, just because of that money. So, me personally, I would suggest, if you're not seeing that money like that online, go get a job. Go get a job. At least that way, your respect, your self respect will be intact. And you can still get a job and still live your best life, more or less. You can. Social media is not the only way out. It's not the route out of poverty, out of, unfortunately, a lot of people now believe that social media is the way. They would rather do social media than go find a job. But I'm waiting for that day when nothing nothing will be coming in and all of them will be going to hustle for jobs. I cannot wait. I also laugh. I also laugh. Anyways, let's get started. Let's read comments before we start. So if you're on Facebook, come over to YouTube. That's where you're gonna party. I slept late last night, so now I'm feeling it in my head a bit. Let me just say we slept late because we finally did our tax submission last night. Like that was the deadline last night. Yesterday was the last day, and oh my God, we finished at past midnight. So right now I'm like a bit woozy, but I'm happy that I am here with you guys. Honestly, I've missed you for 6 days. Let me see. Well, actually, I was live for Angel on the other channel. Oh, so it's not up to 6 days. Okay, it's not up to 6 days. You guys, I get confused sometimes. I'm like seven different people on social media. Seven different people on social media. So yes, we were live for Angel some days back, but we did part one of this video on this channel 6 days ago. That's why I'm a bit confused. Okay. Yeah, I think it's time to start. Let me see who is watching. Hello, Gina on Facebook. Nice to see you. Dorette is also here. Good evening to you, Ramon. Hi. Hope you're fine. Vicky Boss says hello, blessing, and everyone in the house. Hello to you too. How are you? Hope work is good and family and life and everything. Esther Awadzi, good evening, dear. Hope you're fine. Esther says, I can't wait to. Okay. The thing is, if Facebook dies, they are just going to find another, because these people, they don't have any other thing outside of this madness they display on social media. They display madness and get paid for it. That's all they have to offer in their lives. I thank God for my life that I can offer more than than being a fool online. So the thing is, even if Facebook crashes, you find them on YouTube, you find them on Instagram, you find them on TikTok, still hustling for that small money here and there. Oh my goodness. What a life. What a desperate kind of life to live. Wetin this one dey talk? Wind don dey blow them come. No say. Okay, all right, guys, come. Let's go to YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, I am waiting for you. Come to YouTube. Yep, I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay. 148 comments on YouTube. Jesus. 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 I need somebody to be helping me read out all my comments. Okay. Let's grab the video and we're gonna get started. How they met. How Nancy Ome met the father of her two children. Let's listen.
Very short sentence. Very hard challenge. Very angry.
Okay. I don't know if all of you watched part one. We heard some very scandalous things in part one said by a supposed wife. You know, there are people who stay together for convenience. Supposed wife. In fact, I'm still thinking of those things. I'm like, oh my God. When the woman says to the man, you had a big head, tiny neck. You are not the speck of, you are not my speck. You think you're my speck? You were not dark skinned. Dark skinned. Women like dark skinned, chocolate, tall, and you were short. I'm like, okay, if you are describing all these things that are negative about this person, then why exactly? What attracted you? Because trust me, before you can really stay with someone, there has to be at least some bit of physical attraction. It's not all about physical, okay? Chemistry matters, intellect, and other things that you cannot see. But there must be something about that person physically. In fact, that physical thing is the first thing you see before that person opens their mouth, before you get to know who they are, the kind of person they are. There must be a bit of physical attraction before you even consider that person. So if this person had a tiny neck, this person had a big head, this person was not dark skinned or chocolate enough, this person was not tall enough, this person was one short, skinny looking crayfish boy in university selling jeans from the trunk of his car, then what is it about this boy And this boy lacked self-esteem, lacked self-confidence, could not toast a woman, could not spin a girl. Then what is it about this boy that made you tell yourself that I want to even this boy could not even toast you? So what happened? He said, give me your number. You handed your phone over and put your number inside because he was driving. Hey, wife for convenience, husband for convenience. We heard some things in part one. So if you didn't watch that part one, I would suggest you go look for it, watch it, and then you're going to be able to flow into part two. So this is part two, and they are still talking about how ugly this so-called husband of convenience was. In my opinion, he's still very ugly. But they are saying worse, as if there was a transformation, surgery, or something. Someone that was ugly when you met them, suddenly they are no more ugly. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, let's listen to part two. Very, 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 very ugly. That's what she said. This guy was very, 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 very ugly. And he became your boyfriend in university, where you said doctors were toasting you, which I don't believe. Doctors have tastes. It's not every girl that walks around with a large nose that doctors will be going about looking for to toast. Why? In university that you see the cleanest babes. Eh? They said he was very, 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 very ugly. Mm. He said the car that I was driving in school. So this guy used one material thing to cajole this girl. This is the most embarrassing thing. We've watched stuff like this in Nollywood movies where it's not really true love, it's conditional love, love based on something. If that thing had not been there, there would have been no conversation about love. The moment she said he was very, very, very ugly, what did he say in his own defense? The car I was driving in university. So his ugliness was countered by the car he was driving. He, as a man, as a boy then, was physically ugly, but he had a car. That was the compensation. Wow. You have to be a cheap girl whose father never had a car, whose father was driving the car owned by the widow of his late brother. His father did not have his own car on his own name. So a car would be special to you. It would be something like, oh, wow, something your own father, the father of the girl, didn't have. And then an ordinary boy in university driving a car. It would be like a private jet in her eyes. That's what poverty does to your mind. And not having a car doesn't even need to make you have a poverty mindset. No. Not having a car and being cheap even without a car, because you can trek and still have your pride intact. Whether the boy is driving about in a limousine, if you don't want that boy to talk with you, he will not. Because your pride is more, in fact, you're not even going to see the car. Because you are priceless. And that car would not even compare to how you see yourself. So it's not even only about, oh, the father didn't have a car. No, it was about her own personal cheapness and low self esteem as a girl who values things and looks, things on the outside, physical things, material things. So, combination of poverty mindset and low self esteem and just personal cheapness as a girl, as a woman, as a girl, she was a girl. She is still a girl. Anyway, she just looks old. Do you understand? There are girls in Lagos that boys would sleep with just because the boy has a car. But another boy would be somewhere trekking. They would not want to talk to that other boy, even if that other boy has ambitions, has prospects to become something in life. They would not give that other boy a chance because he doesn't have a car. He would try to get the girl. He wants to take care of her. He wants to love her. The girl is not going to listen to him. You're ordinary. You don't have a car. But you see the other one that is driving. He doesn't even have to put too much effort. His car has done 80% of the work. And when you combine that boy and his car together with a cheap girl, you're going to sleep with her easily because you have a car. There are girls in Lagos that boys have slept with free of charge and very easily and cheaply because that boy bought them shawarma. You guys know what in Nigeria they call it shawarma. This Turkish bread and meat. Shawarma and ice cream. Very easily. That is the case of Nancy. He was driving in school and he was the only or one of the few students who drove in school. So she easily gave her number. There was no attraction. There was no love from everything we have heard so far. There was no love, no attraction, nothing like there was something about him. No, he was ugly, he was short, wrong complexion, tiny neck. That's Agama. Agama male version. I cannot. Do you understand? Like, can you know if there is one thing wrong with somebody, you're gonna think, it's okay, nobody's perfect. But now they have listed like 6 different things wrong with a supposed boyfriend, now husband. How did such a person with all those physical limitations go from husband to from boyfriend to husband? Why didn't that person just remain boyfriend that would just become my driver and would just drive me around school and I can pose in his car and use him to brag that my boyfriend has a car? Why didn't he just remain that kind of boyfriend? And then if you think you are so good that only doctors were toasting you, when it's time to have a husband, you move on from, let's list all the deformities. He was short. He's still short because he didn't grow all of a sudden after marriage. No. He was short. He had a skinny neck. He had a big head. Wrong complexion. What other thing? He didn't know how to toast. No self-confidence. Only one person. All these things listed. And now consider the fact that he didn't even go to school as a student to go and study. He was going to school to sleep and sell fake jeans like an abriba or Bioma Taylor, selling fake jeans in school and sleeping. Is that the kind of person you want to be? You want to tell yourself, yeah, we went to school together, we studied, he studied. No, Maybe he was studying how to sleep while sitting down. You know, that's a special skill. Some people know how to sleep while on their feet. They have learned and mastered how to sleep on their feet. So maybe he was studying how to sleep with your head on your neck. Just you'd sit right up and be sleeping. Maybe he was studying it. Let's continue to listen.
I was slim. I was slim. Wait, one love. One love. Wait. Did he just call Sissy a shocking? No. That time, imagine just two bubble heads walking down the hall. Just imagine.
Two bubble heads walking down the hall. My God, no.
Baby's here. You know how Talia was doing when you were singing to her? That, like this. That's what I told her. I took her at the hall. And then I thought I said, this is not a boy sister. Then the next thing is, do you have a boyfriend?
The next thing is, do you have a boyfriend? That he this one, you don't even get vibes. Hey, you don't even get swag. All this kind of okon, you guys know okon. All this, I cannot. No swag as a young university boy. When that is the time that you don't even know how to toast. Okay, so what do you know how to do? You don't know how to study. You don't know how to toast a girl. Okay, what do you know how to do in university? You know how to sell jeans and sleep. I don't know how that one could have had a girlfriend. No, you guys imagine it. A young, vibrant guy in his 20s who doesn't know how to toast. Probably a virgin. Guess who they've virgined him? I cannot. Now I'm having those images in front of me of Mansi. This virgin. Oh, God. Things we hear on social media. Because if you don't know how to toast a girl, then Jesus. What?
And then I thought I said, this is not a boy sister. Then the next thing is, do you have a boyfriend?
Oh boy.
On the first time he saw you. Yes.
Because he didn't know anything else to say. He didn't even know how to go about it. He didn't know how people.
He said, do you
This is very pathetic, honestly. Because, in fact, guys, I cannot even talk now. I need to find a way to run out of here. I can't talk. Whoa.
And I was like, what kind of... Bro, there's no season. There's no that. I can't remember that.
Hey, look at you know when you are a mumu, when you are a natural mumu, because what else would he have said to try to regain some pride, some ego back? Men have ego naturally, but this one is empty right now. This one has nothing. This one is just sitting there like a fellow girl, like Nancy and Cora were sitting there. If you understand what I mean. This was a conversation between three girls: Cora, Nancy, and Cheche. Three girls having a conversation. That manliness was stripped off him. It wasn't there. They removed these girls, they took it away. No ego, no masculinity, nothing. He was just there like a girl, like a sissy, like a pussy, like a wimp. He didn't know how to toast. On the first day he set his eyes on her, he said, hi, do you have a boyfriend? Like a primary school boy who is looking for just a friend. Like, hi, would you like to be my friend? That's what he did. Like a primary school boy learning what a woman is. You know, when you do biology for the first time and you finally realize, what a woman goes through is different from what men go through. Like a small boy. Do you have a boyfriend? Who does that? Jesus.
You ain't got no reason, bro. They ain't got no reason whatsoever. Like, so why zero T's, bro. Progression of the top.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. I'm alone now. Okay. He asked a very powerful question. And that question carries all the answers. In fact, it carries one answer. Listen to his question.
Boyfriend. And I was like, what kind of... Bro, but there's no season. There's no that. I can't remember that. There's no reason. You ain't got no reason, bro. They ain't got no reason whatsoever. Like, so why zero T's, bro. The progression of the top?
He said, so why did you continue the progression of the talk? And if you know where this whole thing is going, you also know where it's coming from. A man that has so many deformities in your eyes as a young girl, that your blood is hot in university. You see a boy, skinny, not looking excellent, coming to ask you if you have a boy. Even the eye you will use to look him from head to toe would send a message. How much more continuing the conversation? So the big question is, why? Why did you, Nancy? You're a gold digger. Just the same way Cora did with Justin. They are always looking for someone to save them out of their wretched life, out of poverty, out of a failure of a father. It's men outside that rescued Anthony's daughters. Men outside. Men outside. After Justin Dean rescued Korobidi, Justin Dean still went into the Ume family and rescued the Umes. Because look at Cheta. They had family business. But Cheta was not the owner of the money or the family business. No. Fine, now that the father passed on, may he so rest in peace. He will have his inheritance according to Nigerian customs. But when they met, there was nothing like that. He was working like every other person in his father's company. So they were hustling. Even I heard that they had their first baby while he was still living inside his father's house. He married her allegedly while he was still living under his father's roof. So he wasn't like well to do like that. He was hiding under the name of his father, but he didn't have his own. He did not have his own. His own education self, he didn't really have it because he was selling jeans instead of studying. So he really didn't have his own until Justin came and showed them the light. And then they started, they just bought a new property in Lekki, Airbnb. Why didn't you do it before Kora Obidi's divorce? Why? So he asked her, and I'm sure if you're not dumb, Cheta, you know the reason. Now you are happy that you cannot toast a woman, that one woman that also needs you for something, settle down with you. You are happy. It's a win-win. She used you, you used her. Because if she hadn't settled, maybe you would be with a sugar mommy today because you cannot toast a girl your age. She used you. You used her because she did you a favor. Who else would you have toasted? Who else would have been with you with the way they described you? I don't know if you guys understand. So here, there is no victim here. They both played each other, they both used each other. But it's pathetic that 10 years later, you are asking her, okay, so why did you continue the conversation? Don't you know the answer? Or you are too dumb to still know 10 years later? You were no good to the eye. She just described you, she just reminded you of how you looked. It's not like you are any better. Maybe now she's deceiving you that you've changed. Maybe she's telling you you've changed now. So you should be, at least, even if you're dumb, the only thing you know how to calculate is the price of 10 pieces of jeans. You should be able to answer your own question why she let the conversation with you continue. Even the way you toasted her was a turn off. Who goes to a girl and the first thing that comes out of your mouth, do you have a boyfriend? I'll first look at you like who sent you? Did you learn that one online? Did you learn that line in a movie? Do you understand? So for her to even have given him a chance, she was looking for something that her father didn't have. A car, a boy to be driving her around so that she can she can feel like, hey, I have arrived, local champion. You see the same character in her, even in 2025. Famzing, gumming with her sister. I'm the sister of Cora Obidi. I'm the sister. Now she's gumming and famzing. But she didn't do that years ago. She wasn't even proud. Who would be proud of a girl that literally goes naked to feed? Semi-prostitution online. Nancy Umeh is the sister of a prostitute, a public social media prostitute. Because whatever you do in exchange for money when it comes to nudity, indecent exposure is prostitution. So Nancy, you are proudly the sister of a proud prostitute, because Cora Obidi says she's very proud of what she does online. No problem. Nobody is arguing. But just accept it and everybody will be at peace. There is no need to fight. Accept the facts of the matter. Everybody will be at peace. No need to argue. You see the other one we exposed? Real turkey lap. Real shit arena. You see that one? Come explaining. Did you see me argue? There are some things you don't need to argue. If you start to argue, that means you're not even sure of yourself. No need to argue. No need to explain. Me, I don't even need to explain. I just need to be posting the videos. Abi, it's not you. Then you don't need to be bothered. Like, I'm waiting for the first copyright. That's what I'm waiting for. That's the pattern. The moment they see themselves busted, the next thing is, it's not me, oh, it's the wrong person, oh, she's a liar, oh. The next thing, copyright. This person has reported you for copyright infringement, and it's not you. You are helping another person report. I'm waiting for that first call. I'll come and tell you guys. Useless people. So again, in certain situations, you don't need to explain too much. You don't need to talk too much. The moment you start talking too much and start explaining 3 times, 4 times, then I just know you're a fool. I'm too big to come and start going back and forth. I will just be doing. Be waiting. I mean, it's time I don't have. When I have the time, just waiting for more videos. That's all. Don't get time to come and be following you to argue. Argue what? What are we arguing? When I'm sure of my own self, I'll come and be arguing. There's nothing to argue. There is no question to be answered. It has been settled. It has been settled. Confirmed is confirmed. Busted is busted. Case closed. I have put a mark on it. That's all. You explain tire, no evidence. That's where I put you. You are feeling the touch of a gamma. Just continue to wait and bask inside of it. So, where did I stop? Let's play the shame and disgrace of these people.
There's no reason that. I can't remember that. There's no reason. You ain't got no reason, bro. They ain't got no reason whatsoever. Like, so why did you continue the progression of the talk? Because you called me. I said, "Are you remember me? I saw you on the whatever."
She said, because you called me. You said, do you remember me? I saw you. How did he get your number to call you if you did not give him your number? And she was lying the other day. Oh, okay. She said her sister gave him her number that she did not give him. So why did you continue the conversation? You said, because you called me. Oh, so you couldn't hang up. You could not hang up. Who is this idiot calling me? Is this not that same guy with a long skinny neck and a big head selling fake jeans? How did you get my number? F off. You're not my type. You couldn't do that. You stayed on the phone because your phone would not even ring. Your phone would never ring. Nobody is toasting you. So the thing is, two people met each other. One of them cannot toast. The other one never gets toasted. So what do you think? Well, put yourself, if you're listening to this analysis, put yourself, if you're a woman, put yourself in her shoes. And if you're a man, put yourself in his shoes. The man doesn't know how to toast a woman, doesn't know how to ask a woman out in a very stylish, sophisticated, romantic, swagalicious way. He doesn't know how to do it. And the woman, on the other hand, she never gets toasted by anybody. And then they come together. Of course. Of course. Because you called me. I'm blocking you immediately. Unwanted individual calling my phone. You got my phone from somebody and you are calling me. Because you called me. You were desperate to be called. Who else was calling you? Nobody. Because you called me, Senior Olusho of Nigeria. So when a boy calls you, he must become your boyfriend. A boy with a big head, short, ugly. So the moment they get your number, it's boyfriend matter. What a loose girl. Very loose and very easy to get. Very cheap. Just go and rent a car. I heard this car people are renting these days to show off. Social media fake life. I heard people will go and rent cars and come and brag on social media. F you, man. When Jesus, this life. I'm like, God, this social media, what are you doing to people's heads? You go and rent a car, you go and borrow a car just to come and brag to who on social media? Shit, man. Okay, let's continue.
I said, you remember me? I saw you on the whatever. I got your number from the phone. You don't remember calling me? I can't remember. Hey!
He said, I can't remember. So how did you people meet? How is this love when you cannot even narrate the steps you people took that brought you together? Really, what were you looking for? Because if you find that person that is yours, you might not even remember all the tiny details, but at least you're going to know step 1, step 2, step 3. But the most important part of how you even started talking, the boy said, I cannot remember. So the thing you remember now is how you slept, how she disvirgined you, Cheta. Because if you don't remember how you people started talking, then I'm sure you will remember how she jumped on. I can't. Jesus, I cannot. Because The only thing I can say is I believe she was more experienced because according to Cora Obidi's book, when they were in secondary school, all the boys in secondary school and their fathers were sending Nancy Valentine's Day gifts and chocolates. When you are a cheerful giver, you are also going to be receiving from cheerful receivers. That's what happens. If you give cheerfully and freely, they will also give you gifts in return. So I believe she was very experienced more than him. He could not even toast a girl, so possibly he was a virgin. My God. And he cannot even remember how they started talking, according to him. So, what's your love story? There is no love story. There is no love. There is no love story. Is this the nyama nyama you people will tell your children? You call your two children, you sit them down. This is how your father met Nancy. Uh, he doesn't even know how he started talking to me. Oh. We just started talking. He had a big head. He was ugly. I don't even know how he got my number. He called me, and the conversation continued. And he will say, "I don't remember calling you." Then what do you remember? You remember her jumping on you with it. You just saw one big nose coming close up. That's what you remember. I wonder. Maybe let's listen. Maybe we are going to listen. We are going to hear that part.
You don't remember calling me? Hey!
Bro, call you ain't got no steez, bro. That's
changing the narrative, man.
He said Nancy is changing the narrative, man. I've never heard a more disgusting, unromantic love story than this. We have heard even love stories that are not really love stories, just like, oh my God, it was a coincidence. We were not even meant to meet, but it just happened. But at least they will be able to tell a story, a beautiful story out of it. It doesn't have to be all romance from the beginning. Oh my God, I felt. No, that's not what I'm saying. Let's keep it real. Sometimes it's just unplanned. Like, it will be even awkward. It could be awkward sometimes. But you just know, okay, the whole thing kind of like spiraled from there. But in this case, there is no story at all. And the story they are trying to make up, the other one is saying she's changing the narrative. Jesus. Wait, I'm trying to plug my laptop. So, this is supposed to be a love story whose narrative has been changed. Jesus, this is a mess. When I say mess, this is a mess. Ah, gosh.
That's all changing the narrative, man. There ain't no reason. There ain't no reason that. Do you have a boyfriend now? And I was just like, I'm just changing this things, man. Okay, what's your story? She's having selective amnesia. You say you didn't give him your number, that he got it from Yvonne. Tomorrow, Yvonne will confirm. Now,
can you imagine? Now they want to bring a fourth party to come and help them confirm a supposed love story that is not there. The story is not storying. Two people arguing like. So now the sister would have to take sides because the sister can just decide, okay, me also, I want to come and lie. She can choose to support him and she can also choose to support Nancy. But we will never know the truth because there is no guarantee that Yvonne would tell the truth. So now you are waiting for another person to come and help you narrate your own first encounter story. That's a shameful thing. Shame and disgrace. Look at the Yama Yama story, how they met. They met like small prostitutes, small people who are just learning how to have sex. That's how they met. People who didn't even know what they wanted out of life. That's how they met. That's how they met. They cannot even say how they met because they don't even know. They don't know. Clueless individuals. What a mess. And they have to come and sit down on live video. This is what I just talked about. Making a fool of yourself on social media, public platform because of monetization. Is this supposed to be comedy? Is this supposed to keep us entertained? Oh wow, you're so generous, Cheta. You're supposed to be a man, but you are very generous, keeping people online entertained with your mess. Who is this story supposed to benefit? It's supposed to benefit those of you live. Benefit Cheta. Cheta was live, and I believe Cora was live. It benefited you because you made your money. So this was all about monetization because otherwise you sat there with two girls. You became the third girl, fooling your gender. Maybe if they check now, it's $25 you made. Okay, $25 is 50,000 naira. That one, you can use it to fuel your car twice because you don't have a job, do you? You're now a social media content creator. Is your dad proud of you wherever he is? That his so-called son he sent to school to go and sell fake jeans. At least he went to school, but he didn't go to study. But your father would have expected more for the fact that you went inside of the school premises, even if it's to sleep and sell jeans, only for you to end up on social media like an idiot. You're not even taking after your father. You're not. What did you learn from him? What did you learn from him about tradesmanship, about business, about being a merchant, a successful trader, whatever? What did you learn? You are following one dirty girl who told you social media is the way to become a millionaire in dollars in life. You are following her. A disgrace to the woman name. And it's because you married wrong. Men, be careful of the woman, the kind of woman you marry. They can transform your destiny and turn you into a pussy overnight. Be careful. Some women can make you, others will just make you so small. Look at Cheta sitting there like a girl. You didn't learn balls from your dad. I heard very positive things about your dad. May he so rest in peace, like I said. I heard very positive things about him. But you are disgracing him even in death. Look at what you've become. Look at what you've become. Look at what you turned yourself to because you want to do social media. You can do social media and do it well and still maintain your manliness. But you're not, you've lost it. You're just a girl. It's a shame. I'm sure your mother is using one eye to look at you and just thinking, is this one a boy or a girl or just gay or just confused? She might not tell you because a mother will always love their children, but she'll just be wondering, where did she go wrong? How did this boy become like this? That's what happens when you marry wrong. Some women lift you up. Some will come online and tell the world how ugly and skinny and fact.
Got the number from me. He told me himself that he got my number from my sister.
So, by a cascade of events, we became
friends. Mm-hmm. Then we met again in the reading room. Where we were dozing off for 5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. He said, yeah. And they didn't give you a certificate for sleeping. Because if you went and studied, what did you study in university? You should have gotten a dual, it should have been a dual course or something. Should have gotten 2 certificates. You spent more time sleeping than studying. They cheated you. You go back to that school and prove to them that you spent. Because your fellow students, they didn't even spend that much time studying. You spent more time sleeping than they spent studying. So how come they went home with 1 certificate? You also, you went home with 1 certificate. You should get 2. He said yes. He didn't lie about that.
We met again in the reading room. Where we were dozing off for 5 hours. Yeah. I was dozing off because what I was reading wasn't entering.
Hey. And you were there for 4 years. What you were reading wasn't entry. No wonder you are now useless online. No wonder. No wonder. Now, every time I wonder, why are these people like this? They always tell us they went to school, they did this, they have this certificate. How come they are now yama yama online? How come they are not doing anything remarkable with the so-called certificates they brag about? Why? Why are they doing the same thing? Who can I use as an example now online? Who is the most useless person on social media as we speak? Okay, how come they are doing the same thing? Correct me. Because I don't know a more useless person than Cora. How come somebody like Nancy and Jetta, who claim they did their masters, how come they are being as useless as Cora, if not even more useless, because they claim to have an education? I always wonder. Now I get the answer. He said because it was not entering, that means you are not educated. Cheta, you are not educated. You went to school, but you didn't get an education. And it shows in you and your so called wife. You people went to school to clock in, to, meet up with those study points, those study hours. That's all you did. But you are void of education. Your life is void of education. Because education is supposed to show. Your mind is supposed to be transformed. It's not, oh, I'm speaking in English, so I'm educated. No. Or, oh, look at my certificate. I'm educated. No. Cheta, what did you study? Whatever you went there to study, it did not enter. That means you cannot apply it in the real world. You need to shut up where the real educated people are talking, the real professionals. You're actually, I'm just going to say, you're an empty shell. You and Nancy. You have those papers, those certificates, but you can't defend those certificates. You don't know what is inside. You can't go in the real world and say, okay, I'm going to apply for this job and I'll get this job and I'll be able to perform. You cannot. The only place you can perform is on social media, on Facebook. That means you are just useless. You're not better than a tomato seller who comes on social media to say, hey, this is my business. I'm selling tomatoes. I've never gone to school in my life, but hey, I'm online. Thank God for technology. We can all talk online. We are on Facebook. You can buy your tomatoes from me. You are not better than that woman. Cheta, you understand? This is not an insult. I'm telling you. And if you want to prove me wrong, bring it on. Go into a company just to prove, not because you can come and say, oh, what are they going to pay me? I don't need the money. No, just prove that you can perform. But how can you perform when you don't even know what you were studying? You cannot perform because the real world is not for people who went to school to sell fake jeans. When they are talking numbers, statistics, KPIs, you'd be talking about the price of 10 bill, or what do they call those? Let me just say 10 bags of fake blue and black jeans combined. You'll be talking about the price and the kilo. You know what makes it worse? That you come online to say you are educated. You come online and brag that you are educated. That's what makes it worse. For me, doing social media is not a problem, but do it and respect yourself. Don't be doing it and be acting like you are better than other people doing the same social media just because you think you have a certificate. Sorry, you're not.
So I was dozing off. It's not even dozing. Let me just explain to you. Imagine somebody who bath, wear clothes, wear jeans, wear shirt, carry bag, put book inside, and come to a room filled with mosquitoes. Heavy loot mosquitoes where they all had one wrestling championship. You know, yeah, I remember very big, very mosquitoes. He would get dressed and come to cold room. Cold room was the only room that could have AC when there was light in that really good spot. And he will come there, hustle for space because you barely get his space to sit there if you don't come before 5 p.m. This guy will come before 5 p.m. I sit down. I'll be staring at me. Hey! Where is this
The money that your father should have used to carry a side chick and spend on her, he wasted that money on you, sending you to school, thinking in his mind that his son was going to school. Because if he had carried a side chick, which he might have done, I don't know, I wasn't there, I don't know him. I'll just say he might have, but maybe he would have carried more and enjoyed more with that money he wasted on your heads. No, I don't know a more useless son than this. That your father will send you to school. You'll be going to school to sleep. You'll be going to school to sell fake jeans. And you'll be going to school to stare at one nose at the other end of the room because you can't open your mouth to talk. And this one will come and brag online that he has a master's degree. Hey! Hi, God. Hey! Maybe he wasn't staring at you. Maybe he was just wondering how one woman, one girl, can have the nose for four people. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I do it. I'll just be looking at somebody. Like, no, not in school, oh, no, God forbid. But I'll just be looking at somebody like, but how? How? You alone. How? Just like, where is that woman with that elbow? You understand? So it's not like they are staring at you that they admire you, or they are staring at you that they've never seen you before, or they are staring. No, they're just wondering. Like, and you are a girl and you have a nose for four men. I don't know if you understand. Ah, God. And then after staring, you will now fall asleep. The nose will put you to sleep because you are tired of wondering and you are not getting answers. What next? You fall asleep. My God, this is what you went to school for 4 years to do. My friend, enter house. When people are talking, real educated people, you're not going to see them fooling themselves like you do on social media. Never. Never. No, they can use social media. No, social media is not for only uneducated people. No, even educated people use social media. Social media, they didn't create those platforms and say, okay, these platforms are strictly for uneducated people. Hell no. But you will see the difference in the way they behave. on social media. How they use social media. That's where you will see the difference between an educated one and a non educated one. So it's not a crime that a lawyer, a doctor, an astronaut, an engineer, an architect is on social media. Absolutely not. But what you do and how you do it is what sets you apart. And from what I've seen within the Obidi clan, no education. Absolutely not. Shame and disgrace.
He will sit there and be staring at me, and he will not read, and he will start sleeping.
And he will not read and he will start sleeping. Hi.
And I'll be looking at him like, Rocket!
She said, and I'll be looking at him like, what the hell is this? Social media, I always tell you guys, people will come and do plenty, 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 plenty talk. You people will believe you'll be carried away. Empty vessels. Very easy to detect.
Guys, 3 points down for the man. 3 points down.
This unfinished here, women can twist everything.
He's gone. Let's go. He's not able to read. He don't go. He don't go. He's staring at me, staring at everybody in that place. This one, it's
Okay, boy.
okay. I don't staring at me, staring at everybody. He's not able to read. The next thing you will now look his way and see that who's this guy that's always sleeping. You will not stay and be sleeping so bad. Like, you know, when you don't have control over the sleep, it's just controlling your life.
So, now, you said controlling your life.
Yes. 3 points down, man. Or down 3 points.
I want to tell you guys, for real, man. I don't know how not being something that is uncute.
Explain yourself. Why are you sleeping like a good
Explain yourself why you were sleeping like a goat. So when I say cheta, you have Isiewu. Isiewu is goat head. They will say, oh, bless you, what did he do? The wife just said it. That he used to sleep like a goat. If you don't have the head of a goat, how will you know how to sleep like a goat? I don't know why people just want to fight for nothing on social media. And if anybody wants to fight me, is the person with Isiewu that should fight me. Any other person, you're a bastard. Unless you have Isiewu and you look like Cheta. I don't know if you understand. Why do people feel the need to just fight? Because they don't have a life online. When the wife is saying her husband looks like a goat, and me now, the analyst, I said, this man, you have a goat head, and then you want to come for me, and you are not even related to these people, but you don't have a life, so you have to fight for strangers online. Does it make sense to you? It makes sense to me that I, as the analyst, I can confirm what the wife said. Is this the Yamayama love story? Sounds more like a hate story. Probably she's wondering, why did I even settle for this guy? Then she needed him, but now she no longer needs him. For her to still be talking with so much venom, I would say, nothing endearing about how they met. No, nothing. Just this goat, this idiot, this sleeping, ugly. But it's not too late, Nancy. You can still step out of there if you feel like you're better off now. You don't need him anymore like you used to need him then. It's not too late. There is no shame in it. After all, you convinced your sister to leave, walk out of her own marriage. So why are you locked up in your own prison? Why? Why? Hmm? If you still see him as a goat.
Explain yourself. Why you sleeping like a goat?
So I'm telling all the people.
Hmm.
So I don't know how explaining
There's no
yourself,
explanation for that.
how not being like progressive, like calm with the progression of getting the number. How made you interested in this guy?
She cannot also answer that. She cannot answer that. But she wants him to answer why he was sleeping for 5 hours.
The progression of getting the like
For that.
how not being like progressive, like calm with the progression of getting the number. How made you interested in this guy? You know? So what happened was when I want to just say it. Those days, I wanted to get admission into medicine and surgery. She knows the story. So I had done JAMB twice. My results were withheld. I don't know how they do JAMB now, but those days, any small thing, withheld. And I was the best graduating student in my secondary school. So I was like,
This is what tires me in these people's matter. How can you prove that you were the best? You have classmates on Twitter also claiming that they are the best in their class and in their school. You're on Facebook claiming, another one is on TikTok claiming, and all of you, the best graduating student, and you are useless in 2025 on Facebook. In fact, when I analyze videos like this, I just get weak because there's so much to say, but I don't have the energy anymore because it's just so obvious. I was this, I was that, I was, and then you are together with tomato sellers on Facebook. You are not in one great place that people will be looking at you from afar. No, you are looking for $1 on Facebook. Best graduating. So if you had not been best graduating, where would you be today? In fact.
withheld. And I was the best graduating student in my secondary school. So I was like, there's no reason why I shouldn't get medicine and surgery. Then I did diploma and there was politics. I wasn't from the western side. My name was Igbo, so I didn't even get it. They just, all the people my cutoff mark passed their cutoff marks, got into the medicine and surgery. So most times while I was studying the so-called course I was doing,
What's the so-called course that doesn't have a name? Hey, 4 years studying so-called. You graduated studying so-called. That's the name of your course. Guys, and this one now will sit down and say he's educated. This one now. And me now, as I'm here now, I'm supposed to respect this as an educated person. I can respect him as a person, but not as an educated person because I could already tell that this person has no epitome of education in them. All of them seated here talking, none of them has it. When I see an educated person, they don't even need to open their mouth to tell me, oh, blessing, I'm educated, I have a degree. They don't have to. I will just know. And going to school is not education. They said so-called course. No wonder you cannot make anything good out of your life because You went. So why did you even go to school? Is it by force to go to school? You just went to school so that someday you'll be able to brag that you went to school. Let's see if he actually graduated, because now I'm doubting if this boy really finished 4 years studying so-called.
Times while I was studying the so-called course I was doing, I was unhappy. So once I read one line, I sleep off.
Hey! One line, you sleep for 5 hours. That means you didn't even read half a page. Because how many hours do you have in a day? One line, you sleep off for 5 hours. Cheta, what did you learn? What's chapter 1 of the first book you read? If you ask me, what's chapter 1 of the first book I read how many years ago? 2007. You guys help me. How many years ago? If you ask me, what's the first chapter? Introduction to Flight. That's chapter 1. Cheta. One line. One line. Cheta, let me never hear you come on social media to talk about having a master's, having a bachelor's, doing this, doing that. Just be saying that you were selling Okirika jeans. In fact, there is more pride in that for you. Because you cannot be claiming what you don't have. You don't have an education. You didn't learn. You went to school because your so-called wife confirmed that you went to school to study so-called, but you did not learn. Do you see the difference? You were present in school, but you did not learn. Meaning you were going to school, but the school did not go through you. You did not ingest and digest school. School did nothing to your life. That's why you're useless on Facebook. There is always a history that leads to your present. Cheta, now I understand why you now behave like a girl. You are no better than someone who did not even enter school at all, who did not even gain admission. You know, trust me, I'm not just saying it because something. No, you know better. Trust me. Okay, maybe you can show a certificate and the other person cannot. But when it comes to what you can do with that certificate in your hands, you cannot do more than somebody who doesn't have a certificate in their hands. So please stop fooling yourself by bragging with something you don't even know the content of. That's why I say God knows how you got that certificate, if at all you got it. Because if you don't study, how do you pass your exams? Here in Europe, if you don't study, you are not passing nothing. Highest, you're going to drop out. And then you'll be able to brag. Oh, I used to study, but you dropped out. But in Nigeria, you can use money to get your certificate. Yeah, you can pay for it and you get it. Other people can help you write your exams in Nigeria. And you will get that certificate after 4 years. So, Cheta, if you did not study, because you can write final year exams by reading one line and sleeping for 5 hours, no way in hell. I don't care how intelligent, you don't even sound intelligent. There is no way you went to school for 4 years, sleeping 90% of the time, reading one line, and then you pass your final exams. Explain how. Okay, you were taking lectures in your dreams. Okay, maybe. Okay.
Once I read one line,
Uh-huh.
I sleep off.
Hey.
Once I read, I sleep off. That was why she always saw me sleeping off.
She always saw you sleeping off. She didn't see you studying.
So you didn't like the course you were doing? I didn't like the course. You wanted to be a medical surgeon? Medicine and surgery. But you want to be a surgeon or a medical doctor? No, that was the bachelor's degree, MBBS. So that was why immediately I finished the degree, I stopped. I had to switch to business because that was not my.
Oh, so he's claiming now that he finished the so-called degree, then he switched to business. I'm going to do that research. Let me see what I can find.
Bachelor's degree, MBBS. So that was why immediately I finished the degree, I stopped. I had to switch to business.
He said he finished the degree, then he stopped. How do you stop something you already finished? Teta, did you finish the degree or you did not finish the so-called degree? If you ask me, I don't think he finished it. He just said, that's why when I finished the degree, I stopped and I switched to business. There is no switching when you finished something. No, because you finished it and then you moved on to something else. You branched into something else. Not even branching, you just, maybe a change of course or something, but you would have finished. But now you finished and then you stopped and then you switched. You alone. Three in one. Hmm.
Yes. So that was why immediately I finished the degree, I stopped. I had to switch to business because
I stopped. I had to switch to business. You had to. Not that, oh, I finished and then I started a new course. And no, you had to switch to business. Okay.
that was not my love. I just got the degree because let me just rest. So that was the reason why Brocode was always sleeping in the reading room.
Wow.
And whenever why were you staring at her like? No, that is the question. Why were you now staring she changed the narrative. Like listen, guys. She said Brocode was always sleeping, meaning I was not conscious of my environment.
Hey.
Now, when I raise my head and I look around the living room, once our eye jammed, the next thing she's staring at me.
Hey.
Because you were sleeping. And I'm like, in my subconscious inside. You're staring at each other in the living room. This was the girl I got her number the other day because I hadn't even given her an active call. I told you I was just getting numbers because I was just. So, Nazi has this huge big eyes, so she's looking at you like she's really looking at you like, oh my God, you're.
Oh my God, this one is so annoying. Jesus. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to search. I'll rewind it. So I'm not listening.
For this guy, like, actually, mosquitoes dealt with me. Mosquitoes, one hand had 15 mosquitoes, the other one had 10, and they were biting. Seriously. I used to want to block all the way from this place. My sister, he reached to block. They're spamming. Mm-hmm. So he said, you were staring, Nancy was staring at you and you were staring at, and mosquito was biting you and you were not doing anything about it. I was actually told him one day that your mosquito was
If you ask me, this boy did not even get any certificate.
The next thing, she's staring at me.
Let me rewind it.
Listen, guys. She said Brocode was always sleeping, meaning I was not conscious of my environment. Now, when I raise my head and I look around the living room, once our eye jammed, the next thing she's staring at me. Because you were sleeping. And I'm like, in my subconscious inside. You're staring at each other in the living room. This was the girl I got her number the other day because I hadn't even given her an active call. I told you I was just getting numbers because I was just. So, Nazi has this huge big eyes, so she's looking at you like she's really looking at you like, oh my God, you were staring at Brocode in the living room. I was pitying for this guy, like, mosquito biting your nose. Actually, mosquitoes dealt with me. Mosquitoes, one hand had 15 mosquitoes, the other one had 10, and they were biting. Seriously. I used to want to block all the way from this place. My sister, he reached to block. They're spamming. Mm-hmm. So he said, you were staring, Nancy was staring at you and you were staring at, and mosquito was biting you and you were not doing anything about it. I was actually told him one day that your
mosquito was biting you, saying, I was so tired. That was one of the days I talked to you. He said I was so tired. Why were you always tired? Is it because of the true religion dreams we're selling for me? I don't think it is that seriously.
No, I just explained to you that I was studying a course I was not really happy about. I was not enthusiastic about it because that wasn't
what you wanted to do.
What I wanted to do because I knew what my brain could do. I knew I was capable of being the best graduating student in medicine and surgery. But because I was doing the course I was not freaked about, I was losing the energy. So, and when you lose energy, what next? You sleep off. You just sleep off. So, I think even getting a few girls' number was something just to make me feel a bit excited because I wasn't excited being in that medical school. People call you. Okay, the funny thing is that then
God. Getting girls' numbers was what got him excited being in school. I need a pen and paper to jot down all the useless things a useless son of a businessman was doing for 4 years in university. He was selling fake true religion. He was staring at a nose, sleeping for 5 hours, and he was collecting different numbers from girls. This is what your father paid 4 years of his money on your head for. One, two, three, four. I've never heard this in my life.
because I wasn't excited being in that medical school. People call you. Okay, the funny thing is that then when you go home or you go to outside, those that are not in medical school, and they say, "Where are you studying?" And you say you're in medical school. The next thing they say, "Oh, you want to be a doctor?" I wasn't going to be a doctor. I was never going to get that degree of MBBS. So it got me whenever I was in that reading room.
You have to come and get it
because I needed there were exams to be written, there were things, so I just had to be motivated to leave the room that was noisy. It wasn't my singular room. We had other people in hostel where other people stay. You grab. So that was how.
Now, so they say you were just falling for him and you were tripping.
No, I should tell you guys this story. One blessed day, she had already shown like interest. And I was like, I had noticed her.
Brooklyn was handsome though.
Sorry.
I remember Brooklyn was pretty handsome. What you talking about? Brooklyn was handsome. Did you know what I looked like in nursing school? You were so
Hey, now they want to brag. Bragado. Bragado, tell us what your nose looked like. I have pictures, or I have pictures.
Jesus Christ. Nancy was like, all the doctors are lining up. My white uniform, my white shoes.
Okay, the doctors are lining up because of your white uniform and your white shoes. I was waiting to hear. I was looking sexy. I had a figure 8. No, all the doctors were lining up, and then the first thing you said, my white uniform, my white. That's what an ugly ass girl would say. Oh my God, I used to be very neat in school. My uniform used to be very clean because you can't see anything about how you yourself looked inside the uniform. The doctors were lining up for your white uniform. Ah, God. May we not have children that will be fooling their lives for social media money. This one now is content. This one now is we are working on social media. This is our job. This is what we do. We are content creators. Hey, God.
My uniform
When I see Nancy coming out of from her word, she just. Okay, I just need to fast forward this one. This one also just wants to participate, just to talk. Let them hear her voice, but this guy is so annoying.
This one never seen me on the word. It was just seeing me on the
I didn't do clinicals now. I only did basic.
Going for fellowship. Good girl.
Yo. I'm going there.
I'm going there.
2 points before it's.
Guys are down 3 points.
I met.
It's very, very useless now.
Wait.
Not good.
Don't shop and finish.
Guys, I'm down 3 points. Yeah, but we're going to get 6 points now. Why? In one blessed day, it was raining, hail, thunderstorm, and I was done with my 6 hours reading.
6 hours sleeping, you mean? What were you reading for 6 hours? One line. Oh, God.
Oh,
Wait, let me hear that part.
My 6 hours reading.
Uh-huh.
And Nancy said, "Oh, can I come and know where your hostel is?" I said,
Hey! Ashawo offering herself. You know, when something runs in the family, and you see that same thing, you just know that, those girls are sisters. When Cora went with that 85-year-old Baba, that sugar daddy, her aristo, when she went to Oman with her sugar daddy, she said she decided out of gratitude to spend the night with him. He did not force her. He did not toast her. According to her, he did not even ask her. She was just there and she was so happy and grateful for the trips and how she's enjoying herself, room service, everything, and she decided to spend the night with him. When you have the spirit of prostitution, it doesn't stop with one person in the family. It runs in the family because it's a spirit. And the members of the family would display it in different ways, not in the same way. Cora is displaying her own in a different way. Nancy in a different way. The Cheta said Nancy told him on a cold, rainy night, "Can I come and know where you live, Konji?" Because nobody would toast Nancy. And maybe she was horny. And when I say senior Olofsho of Nigeria, they will say, "Oh, bless you, what did she do to you?" It's an analysis of what we have been hearing online. When you offer yourself freely to somebody who was not even your boyfriend, he wasn't your boyfriend from this whole story now. He got your number and you people talked. He called you and and you guys saw each other in the library. You people were not dating so far. The next thing, "Can I come and know where you live?" Because he was driving. And I say somebody is a cheap. At least they are the ones confessing it. I'm just helping them analyze their confession. She asked, "How desperate can you be?" You didn't even wait for him to properly toast you after, "Do you have a boyfriend?" You were not even patient enough to see if he can Google how to toast a girl. You couldn't even wait. You made the move. This boy, if you cannot toast, me, I will just shoot my shot. Now let's listen to the rest of the story. Let's listen.
Why? In one blessed day, it was raining, hail, thunderstorm, and I was done with my 6 hours reading. And Nancy said, "Oh, can I come and know where your hostel is?" I said,
"Can I come and know where your hostel is?" Nancy, cheerful giver. How many boys did you go and find out where their hostel is? How many boys did you go and do research of whether they are living in a clay hostel or the one built with bricks? Or how many boys apart from Cheta? Because it's the story that we heard that we know. How about the stories we've not heard? You know, I've heard people say stuff like, men that don't smoke and don't drink, they womanize. Be careful when you see a man or when you meet a man who doesn't drink, who doesn't smoke. Hey, that man will be a womanizer. And for women, they will say, hey, be careful of women who are not good looking. Be careful of women who are not pretty in their faces, who don't have pretty faces. Because, the ekpekus will do all the work. And it's showing to be true. That you have to offer to know which hostel. Why? You want to become the hostel coordinator for the boys' hostel. Why? Why did you want to know which hostel? You couldn't just ask, oh, which hostel, so that he would tell you the name. No, you wanted to come and know it. And all the doctors were lining up for you with your white uniform.
I was done with my 6 hours reading.
This one is
Nancy
sweet.
said, oh, can I come and know where your hostel is? I said, come on, girl, let's go to my hostel, man. You were the one that wanted to know his bed. And she followed me to my room. Oh, not my personal room. Wait, we're six in the room, so it wasn't like a private. We had
She said he's lying. That he told her that let me drop you off. Do you see the connection with the car now? Do you see that it was the car? The car was the attraction, not even the person driving the car. You know, the worst thing that can happen to you in life is when you give yourself to somebody because of something you could not afford. And when you finally give yourself to that person, then one day you can afford that thing and you are tied up with that person. And you are looking at yourself and you are looking at that person. And that thing, you can actually afford it, but it's too late. The regret you'll be living with every day of your life, Nancy, because of a car that you can afford now. And maybe it was just one jalopy that Cheta's father just gave him to be using to park Okrika up and down. Because of that jalopy. Where is the car now? Where is the car now? I'm asking. Can I drop you off? He said, can I drop me? He said, no, he asked if he could drop me off. Let's listen. My God, Nancy, you're cheap.
not my personal room. Wait, we're six in the room, so it wasn't like a private.
He said, let me drop you off. How did you people start, in fact?
Had no drop off, just a walk. The hostel was a walk away.
Hey, you see how the lies are jamming one another. She said he offered to drop her off. And he is saying, no, there is nothing like drop off because your hostel was just a walk. Like, it's a shame. This is so disgraceful. In fact, I'm feeling secondhand embarrassment for this girl who wants to act all holy, all classy, all this, but it's all fake. Look at the exposure. You are offering yourself to a boy, an ugly one for that matter, because he was driving in school. How cheap. How cheap. Your own brother was not driving. So you saw another boy that the father could ensure that his son drove at the time. It was special to you because you didn't know that type. And then you want to come and brag with that kind of father. Like, are you okay? You can only brag when we don't know your story. When you've already told us your story, enter house. You are not impressing anybody because we already know the truth. And she tried to lie that no, he offered to drop me off. So how did you end up in his hostel if he was dropping you off? Okay, he was dropping you off at his hostel. What an olosho. A senior olosho for that matter. And they will say, my father wanted us to marry as virgins. Yeah, enter house. I don't know who you're trying to act up for online. He wanted you to marry as virgins. Did you marry as a virgin? When you were busy offering your nyash to small, small boys and old men in Oman and Lusaka. All the boys servicing you, all the boys you serviced on Tinder. Then you want to say, my father wanted us to marry as virgins. And that is supposed to make people feel like what? That your father is Pope, is a Pope. Your father that ended up sleeping with the wife of his late brother is a Pope, is a bishop. He's actually a bishop. Oh. God. This is one dramatic. Come to think of it, this Baba, they told us this Baba is a bishop. Oh. Have you guys forgotten? When they just brought this Baba into the picture, he was wearing that bishop. Who remembers? Oh my God, I just remembered now. This Baba was actually a bishop. Do bishops sleep with the wives of their late brothers? Do bishops even use their cassava? I don't know. I don't know about bishops. I'm asking genuinely. Like, I don't know. I know popes don't marry. How about bishops? My God. These people, they just need to enter house. Because whatever they are making online, I don't think it's worth all this disgrace, honestly.
We had no drop off, just a walk. The hostel was a walk away. And why would we be in cold room?
What is hey? They exposed you. You are saying hey because you have nothing to say. They were not dropping you off. Now I believe Cheta in this particular story. I believe him because she was speechless. Hey, what is hey? They say your hostel was a walk down. Is either yes or no. What is hey?
Dropping you off.
Let me.
And why would we be in cold room and I'll be dropping you off? Now she came to drink hot tea.
Hey! You see, in fact, I think Kora Obidi is better than Nancy. Because at least Kora Obidi is showing who she is. The worst thing you can do to her is tell her who she is. She knows who she is. Then you can still confirm it and put it to her hearing. Yeah, that's the worst. But you see Nancy pretending to be holier than Korah, to be better than Korah. But underground, your puna dey blow whistle. E dey blow catapult, e dey fire catapult. Offering to go to a boys' hostel to do what? To read the Bible. Enter house already. Dirty story. This is supposed to be a love story. It became a cassava story, congee story, honey story, and what do they call all those boys that ask, "What you doing?" There is a word they use, like not a one night stand. Like, I'll remember now. Hey, God. No, this is too nasty, man.
tea and
She went to drink tea.
no. Now she came to drink hot tea
Uh-huh.
and Jesus Christ. Hot bola.
Uh-huh. Mosquito. Hot tea. Hot bola. You see? Do you see now? You see how things are in Nigeria? Sometimes you don't use all your mouth to talk. The boy said hot tea. Cora said hot bola. No, is this not a family of Oloshos? They already know how things play. Your father sent you to school. You are looking for hot tea up and down in boys' hostel. Tea that you cannot make in your own hostel. And you want to act all decent. A pretender. You're worse than your sister. Sure. Sure.
Tea and Jesus Christ. Hot bola. No, not bola.
Eh.
I made tea. I made tea for her, and she was like, I think that was when she just was like this.
You know what? I don't
My
even remember
friend,
this
man.
happening.
She doesn't remember. She said, I don't even remember this happening. So both of them. Hey God, how they met. What a story.
You drank my tea for Sissy's job. Sissy, we used Sissy's job to make the to make boil the water.
Listen, let me tell
And
you
I
how
made
school
tea
of
for her.
nursing works. Once you leave the gates at 10 p.m., you cannot come back to your
It
hostel.
wasn't them.
Oh, you cannot come back to your hostel once you leave the gate at 10 p.m. So did you spend the night? Hi God.
Listen, once you leave the gates of school of nursing, you are locked out at 10 p.m.
So now you say you won't go
The
for
next day I went to his room was the time that I was locked out of my hostel.
Hey, you were locked out of your hostel. And you ended up in his hostel.
Yes, because school of nursing at 10 p.m. you can't come back.
So you follow man to go and sleep.
I didn't follow man to sleep.
Nineteen years ago.
No.
Which one?
No. If I came to drink tea,
You drank tea. Rain fell that day.
Rain fell that day and you drank hot tea. You were locked out of your hostel and you collected hot tea. A boy that wasn't your boyfriend. So come and tell us they married you as a virgin. Then you tell us what you gave all those boys in secondary school that were giving you chocolates. Okay, maybe you lost your own virginity 7 times or 77 times. I don't know. Just asking. Because your sister lost her own twice. Because probably that one also runs in the family, multiple virginity. My God. You see these people's story? Very high. You see how she wants to lie. You see how she wants to defend herself. That they were already friends, they were already dating, because she knows that that detail is so intricate in this story. According to his story, they were not dating. They just used to stare at each other. There was nothing like, oh, and then he asked me out, and then I became his girlfriend. And then, no, nothing like that. They just used to sit in that reading room and they would be staring at each other. And the next thing, there was a night it was raining, and she said, can I come and know your hostel? And she now confirmed that she was locked out of her own hostel. So the stories are kind of aligning. You were locked out of your hostel, so you couldn't go back to your hostel, Nancy. You were stranded. You were stuck in his hostel. You went there to collect hot bola, according to your younger sister. But now you want to tell us you were already friends, you were already dating. Where in this story? So that means both of them now, after this shameful display, they will now go back and go and rearrange this story to come and do part two. That's what liars do. They will know they have messed up each other. So the next time they want to come and tell people the story of how they did not meet, because these people, they didn't even meet. It was a car and hot cassava that connected them together. First a car and later hot cassava when it was raining. I don't know if you guys understand. So next time they will now come back and rearrange the story and they will insert, oh, we started dating and then we were dating, oh, then after a long time and then I got stranded, I couldn't go back. Okay, you were dating and your father knew that you were going to lose your virginity because your father said you should stay a virgin. So you didn't stay a virgin. So if other women are oloshos for losing their virginities, according to your father, that means all his daughters are even bigger oloshos. Don't you understand? See your lives? Guys, be real online or anywhere. Just be real so that you don't have to be doing plenty explanation, and then just keep it real. It will save you so much heartache. Look at this one now. We were already dating. For how long were you dating? For 3 hours. Jesus. God. The Chronicles of Big Nose and Skinny Neck. He said, which dating? And she said, no, stop it. You see? The guy is not admitting or he's not confirming that they were dating. Me, I believe him. They were not dating. She doesn't even have a story of them dating. She just inserted it to make the story less alarming that a so-called decent elder sister of Korobidi was going to beg for Bola after pursuing Cheta all over school with jollof rice just because he was driving a car. So that people won't say, Do you understand, guys? And now she's lying that they were dating. Come and listen to what he said. You see? Which dating? I can't remember. They were not dating. Nancy, you're just as big an Olosho as your sister. Just look, nobody is going to beat you up. Am I coming to beat you that you're an Olosho? I can only talk. And talk, anybody can just talk. Is it not just talk? Will I come and call the police to arrest you that you are an Olosho? So why are you bothered that people will say that? Because that's the only reason you are sitting there lying. Your supposed husband is saying you were not dating. He cannot even remember you people dating at that time. And you are just sitting there lying because you don't want people to confirm or to pronounce you what you are. Why? What would that pronunciation do to you? It will bruise your small fakeness of decency that you actually don't have. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Stop trying to back. I can't remember now. We're already dating. It was like 8 months into dating.
Even the boy said, hey. God. Even the boy said, hey. She even added months to it. Nancy, we know when someone is lying. You already calculated now, the 8 months. 8 months and you didn't know where his hostel, you didn't know which hostel. Nancy, shut up. They already disgraced you. Just shut up.
It was like 8 months into dating, and I went to
Hey!
his room because it was cold.
Eh?
My girlfriend, no, stop trying to back.
I can't remember that one.
We're already dating. It was like 8 months into dating, and I went to his room because it was cold, and that day rain was falling, and it
What the? I went to his room because it was cold and that day rain was falling. Nancy, just accept it with your full chest. You're an adult and he's even your husband now. So what? Hello? Oh my God, I was scared. I thought my sound. They are married. Why is she trying to defend something? They are married. It shouldn't matter. Like, okay, fine.
Because the way they're mad, she don't want the truth to be on social media how they're met. I'm sure it's not pleasant. That's why she's trying to cover up and lying. And that lying, he's not even backing her up with that lie.
Yeah. Because they already cracked down on him in the beginning, so he wasn't going to defend them.
Nancy, look at here, girl. The problem with you is you are doing too much. You are not about this life. This life that you are portraying. You are not about this life, girl. Sooner or later, girl, you are not about this life. Because money, you don't start to see dollar. All of the sudden now, you want to behave, you want to feel among. You're going to act like you come from one rich family, well-to-do family. You're going to feel. You are not about that life, baby girl. Stop doing this to yourself. I don't know which mumu she is full of. But we not be mumu. Not be all of us be mumu. Your sister follow us now, mumu. We not be mumu. I bet you, Blessing, the reason why she's going after Cheta is because she see that his family are wealthy. That money was in her eyes. And he has a vehicle. She went after the money. And baby girl don't even remember how they met. What the hell?
Wow. My God.
He said, what?
He said, hey.
Let me let you know. Let her keep lying. This one now, brother, don't I should do. Nancy, you are fake. When I say fake, you phony as hell. You're not about that life, baby girl. So stop doing this. We came from this. We have this. You went from damage. All of the sudden, no, you was not damaged. You never said you was damaged. We trying to twist it like we were stupid. Like we don't know. Like we didn't go to school. Now we they hear you. Blessing. I bet deal with this idiot.
I just want to bring out the truth. You understand? I just want to bring out the realness out of the story. All this deceit and fakeness is unnecessary. Who are you pretending to online?
They came from the gutter, poverty-stricken family. I can promise you that. Because the way they behave, you can see right through it. You can see right through it. They have the same mentality. That poverty mentality, they have it. It's dollars that open their eyes. So these dollars, thanks to Justin D. These dollars, because now that's how they see dollar. Now I'm gonna say when I grow up with something. I'm gonna go sit down back.
Ish. All right, girl. Okay, dear. See you. Talk to you later. This is too much. The lies in a simple story of how we met. Very simple story. Like I said, it's even okay not to remember all the tiniest details, but at least the lines, the way, the timelines, and okay, you might not remember exactly, but there are some things that you people should not even argue about. But now this one wants to look good. The other one is saying, I cannot be bothered. No. What are you talking about? It's too embarrassing. Nancy went and collected hot tea, aka hot bola, according to your own sister. Chai. Chai. That's the behavior of a prostitute, Nancy. If you didn't have a mother to teach you that part of decency, you didn't have someone to teach you this display, this thing that I just heard now, that's another aspect of prostitution. Student prostitution. I want to know your hostel. Oh, it was cold. It was cold in the evening and it was raining. You went and collected hot tea. As e dey hot. You put am for your body woto woto. Are you proud of yourself? How much did you people make from this video now? For you to just be this useless. When I say useless, I mean utterly useless. How much did you make from this video? Maybe $100. How cheap can an entire family be? Maybe $200 from this video. But the virtue this video takes away from you can never be replaced. Never. Go and bring that $200 you made from this video. You don't even have it. You've spent it. It's gone. But that virtue is also gone. Never to come back. Because you people have refused to go and work honorable jobs. You've refused. All of you want to be content creators. If you are a good content creator, I don't have a problem with it. It's not a crime to be a content creator. It's not a bad thing. But you see this type of yama yama nonsense, disgraceful kind of content creators. It's ill. My God. And Nancy was not even live. So Nancy, you didn't even make any money from this video because you were not even live. Now you sold away your pride for free of charge. Disgrace on your head. You exposed the side of you that you really wanted to conceal for nothing, for free. And you're saying you are educated? Who educated you? Okay, on how to go and collect hot bola when it's cold and rainy. Okay. You have to understand why. So you must have been educated on that.
Cold. And that day rain was falling and the cold room was very cold and I was like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, the cold room was very cold. And I said, I'm done reading it. I need something hot.
Hey! Nancy, you don't have a story. You're making it worse for yourself. She said the cold room was cold because it was raining. And she said, okay, I'm done reading. I need something hot. What happened to your friend's hostel? What happened to your sister's hostel? What happened to your own hostel? You had to go and collect it from an okrika seller. From one boy, one ugly boy with a big head. So you just used this boy for something. Because as a girl, a boy that you see as ugly, what are you looking for him for? What are you asking him for tea? I want to drink tea, hot tea, that your father didn't give you when you were going to school. I don't understand. Okay, tea is not allowed in girls' hostel. Okay. Because I don't know how else to explain this. What are you explaining? It was cold in the cold room. So you needed hot tea. Okay.
Falling and the cold room was very cold and I was like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, the cold room was very cold. And I said, I'm done reading it. I need something hot. Oh, I need something hot and juicy.
Oh, that's you.
He took me to his room. Hey, can somebody tell Nancy to shut up in reverse? Can they rewind this live and tell her to shut up so that they can redo this part? What are you explaining? You offered yourself It was cold. You needed something hot. And he took you to his room. My papa born all this one so.
I said I'm done reading it. I need something hot. Oh, I need something hot and juicy.
Oh, that's you.
With six other people, his room had six other guys. And they were there and he made me hot tea. And that was it. I drank the tea and then I came.
That was it. Let me tell you, who knows how boys hostel? Nancy, what do you want to explain to JJCs or people in America? I don't understand. Nancy, your sister didn't write a book how one university boy raped her. She didn't write a book. She didn't tell you how that he started calling boys to come. All the boys in their hostels, they don't give girls hot tea and hot cassava. They don't, because they are all in one room. They don't have how they do it. Nancy, is that your explanation? Okay, all the boys in hostel, they never do anything with any girl. They remain virgins. Even when the girl offers herself and lands in their hostel, she will just drink tea and go home. Nancy, you've been exposed. My God. And Nancy is just like the rest of the Horians. They are afraid of something. And me, I don't understand. Why they can't just say, yes, this is it. Yes, it happened like that. And then, okay. Okay. Why are they not bold? Why? This one now is so that they don't see her like they see her sister. You are no better than your sister. Your own is underground. Your own, you are hiding and chopping. You are worse. Because if they leave somebody's father with you, you are worse because your own is secret chopping. You chop it and claim out. If this story hadn't come out like this, would we have ever known that you were off? You opened your mouth to say you want to know his hostel, and it was cold in the cold room, and you were homeless. Eh? You didn't have a shelter. You were living inside. You were homeless. You had to go to the boys' hostel to look for hot tea. Useless individual. That's why I don't count these people as anything. It's the minions that fall for their pretense and their lies and their manipulations that think they are something. Me, I know. In fact, you don't have to tell me 100 words. Tell me 10. And I know where you are going to, where you're coming from. All these pretenders, wannabes, they want to belong. They want to belong. Let me just move on to the next one because this is taking really long.
I think I was already, like, I had the affection. I needed to. I shouldn't. I knew. I just had to tell her, and that made me come back because I had nothing to come back to. But anytime I tell her this story, she wouldn't believe it. I told her then it was so easy to jackpot.
Wait. Okay.
I just had to tell her, and that made me come back because I had nothing to come back to. But anytime I tell her this story, she wouldn't believe it. I told her then it was so easy to jackpot. In 2008.
He said he had nothing to come back to. You remember in part 1, he told us how he went to the US for 3 weeks. And he met a black American, and he could have actually gone with her, gotten her pregnant, and secured his documents, his papers in the US, but he didn't. He came back to Nigeria. He said he could have done that. He could have stayed back in the US because he didn't have anything to come back to in Nigeria. Cheta, you didn't have even your father's company to come back to. You didn't have a job to come back to. You didn't have a degree to fall back on. You said you switched to business. You studied business. So how come you are now telling us you didn't have anything to come back to in Nigeria? You see how Justin Dean really saved you people. The way he saved Cora. Cora said it with her mouth. Cora was being passed around from one show promoter to the other. She said she had nothing doing in Lagos. There was nothing Nigeria was doing for her. So she just had to go with the Oyinbo. He was her way out. It wasn't love. It was an escape route. And Cheta said he had nothing to come back to in Nigeria. How miserable were you, Cheta? How miserable was your life? You must have had a very sad youth, very sad, depressed youth, a young boy. And then you now ended up with another depressant, damaged goods. No, 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 no. This sounds more like a curse. Let me play.
It was so easy to leave the shores of Nigeria because
when you're alone, you're gonna feel it here. This guy didn't even tell me he was traveling. And
because I just told you I wanted to escape. I just needed
I didn't expect
clarity.
My charger, my phone don't die. Me too, my phone don't die. My YouTube.
Yeah, he's about to die. Yeah. Should I? You need
What
this?
a mess.
So
What
you're
a
telling me
mess.
now that you came back because you started falling in love with Nancy?
One of the strong reasons. Because
It was nothing like that before he manufactured this thing 2 years into our marriage.
Nancy said there was nothing like that. He manufactured this story 2 years into our marriage. So both of you are just fake to each other. Both of you used each other for something. He manufactured the love part of it. Oh, I came back to Nigeria because of Nancy. But you didn't even tell Nancy you were traveling. She was nothing to you. She was just a free box of pekus delivered to your doorstep for free. So when you were leaving, you didn't feel accountable to her. You didn't feel like you owed her an explanation to just vamoose, to just vanish, to just leave. Because when you were in a serious relationship with someone you're in love with, before you go anywhere, you sit down and tell them, I'm going to miss you. This is why I have to go, but I'll be back for you. But there was no conversation like that. But 2 years after the marriage, you are now trying to say, I came back because of you. How? You didn't even want to tell me you were traveling in the first place because I didn't matter. Nancy was nothing to him. These people are too useless. Wallahi. Honestly, it's not. This one is not beef. Unless you want to be sentimental, you want to be partial, then you're going to be, covering up, sounding politically correct. But if you just want to be factual or you want to be very frank and just straightforward about what you're hearing, these two people, there is no love story here. Two people who used each other.
There's every reason to behave.
2 years into marriage, that's why I said I came back because of you. I'm like, hello, excuse you, you came back for who? It's just like, when did you start saying this? Was it not like 8 years?
But sometimes you can be in the marriage and you now have a introspection. You now realize,
Right,
this is why I came back.
I always knew why I came back.
We dated 7 years before marriage. We have been married for 10 years.
Why?
You told me this, you started saying this thing 8 years ago. I said,
So after you, okay. After you finish drinking the tea size from what happened that day,
I went back.
Oh, God. These people. Let me see what.
Emma Johnson, thank you for 500 stars. Appreciate you.
You have to talk this how we met because he made the lies. Oh my God.
Can you imagine? So now they have to go back to the dining table, actually. They have to go back to the dining table and rearrange this story. You see, I told you people. Because they have to find a common ground. They have to find a story that they can both tell and they would be both proud of. Because when Cheta tells his own story, it's dirty on Nancy's name. When Nancy tells her own story, it's making Cheta look like the pussy that he is, a boy without self-esteem that doesn't know how to toast. Do you understand? And a boy who didn't actually care about her. He just wanted to run away. A boy who didn't go to school to study. Where is the list of things he went to school to do? He went to school to sell fake true religion jeans from the trunk of his car. He went to school to stare at the nose in the library. He went to school to sleep for 4 hours in the cold room. He went to school to collect different numbers of different girls. So Nancy just said, this story, we have to talk about it again. So now, both of them now, they will now sit down and hey, this is how we are going to be telling this story so that at least it can sound a bit okay in the ears of people. That would be you telling a lie, living a lie, because that would not be your true love story. You can go ahead and come and do part two and tell us your curated, fabricated story that would align and balance. No problem. But are you being true to yourself then? You're deceiving yourself, not the people listening online. Because deep down in your heart, when you're telling the story, do you feel warm from inside? Okay, you might feel warm that you collected hot bola from one ugly boy. But do you feel warm that you are with your own man? Or with just one boy that you were such an opportunist with? Opportunity for you to run out of that dark place of emptiness, uselessness, and go into a family where they actually drive their own cars. You people should go and discuss how you want to present the story in part two. We will be here. We will be here to listen and analyze part two. Make sure, because me, I'll pick out all the discrepancies. Eh? Do your best. Practice well.
Appreciate you. Yes, we have to talk this how we met to because the way the lies. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys.
We have to talk this how we met. What are you? Oh gosh. She said because the lies.
Okay, guys, you can still go to Nancy and Cheda's page. I can't do this anymore. When they go. I understand. I sure just want to make you
Life in the Lord.
No, I can never.
Make your path straight. Stop calling the narrative.
No, you stop. Just thank God for your life. That I'm in your life.
Of course.
I also thank God.
Just thank God for your life that I'm in your life. That's what she said. Okay, I'm going to stop here. If you've ever heard a more yama story than this, say yes. Me, I've never. They sound like two secondary school students in heat. Two people. One more experienced, the other a male virgin. That's what they sound like. My God. Hey, I will not read comments today. Oh, we've really, really stayed long. A video that I didn't even think, but the story was so sweet and I was taking all my time. But we cannot read comments. But I'll just pick one or two and read before we go. Let me go and sleep. I slept late last night. Jesus. I slept late. But thank God we did it. We did what we had to do. Someone says it's complete contradiction. Her father was going to protect him with his life, but yet they couldn't go to their father and tell him anything, and yet the father also did beat them. Can you imagine? Because they've spoiled everything and they want to use lies to repair what they have used their mouth to spoil. It doesn't make sense. So that's where you get the contradiction. Okay, Kitty Katiwak, you're absolutely correct. That's how trauma and dysfunction sound. She married into a functional family and they have done their best to help her learn better. Hmm. Her statement explains why Anthony Obidi tries so hard to please them now. They are adult women experiencing being a daddy's girl for the first time in their lives. Wow. Hey, they are now adults, mothers with kids. And for the first time, they are feeling that fatherly love, that daddy's girl, daddy protecting his girls kind of, it's now they are experiencing it for the first time after they have already finished damaging them. Too late, I would say. Too late. Who cares about father love after you are already damaged? The love should be there to prevent the damage from happening. But the deed has been done. The damage is irrevocable. So what's all the yama yama content father love? Who are they doing it for? Let them enter house already, honestly. It's just an eyesore. It's just an eyesore. No privacy. All for peanuts. Because they don't want to work. Because they cannot work. Who is going to employ them? And because they are not qualified, in my opinion, from this story, if you didn't learn anything in school, where do you want to work? Where? Who wants to employ you? You're not even a reputable member of your father's company. How much more an external company out there? When you didn't study, you didn't go to school to learn. So that you go to work and be sleeping in the toilet. Because they don't have a cold room or a library. You go and hide in the toilet and be sleeping with your mouth open and saliva. In fact, this all for Facebook money. So this is the color of failure. This is what failure looks like. This is what you do on social media when you haven't really made it in life. This is what you become online. Thank you all so much. Let me go and look for my beds. Let me see if we have light to prepare hot tea this night before I sleep. Yeah, because honestly, it rained this afternoon. I'm not even joking now. It rained this afternoon. And it's summer. It's crazy. And this weather here, oh my God, last week was like 29 degrees. And today it's just rainy and Jesus. I don't get it. It's July. Okay, guys, have a blessed night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Thursday, but I'll try to be here tomorrow. I'm not promising, but I will try. And if you don't see me here, I'm going to post videos. I have some videos I saved that I want to post. So follow me everywhere on Facebook. I have different pages. I don't even remember all my pages. Just anywhere you see my name that you know I'm the one, just follow me there. Because I pop anywhere I just, okay, let me go to this page. I just pop in there, I post there, so you don't miss anything. And the same goes to YouTube. Follow me everywhere, subscribe everywhere. Because I can't tell you I will be here today or here tomorrow. Sometimes I'm even confused about where I want to be. So just follow me, then you are sure that you are not missing. Karen, hey, how can I thank you, Mama? How can I thank you? God will replenish your pockets because this your love, this your blessings, this your gifts. In fact, God bless you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You will not lack. Thank you so much. You are highly appreciated. Thank you. Vicky Boss, another one that is always bossing our super chat almost every live stream that we have here, live broadcast. Thank you, Vicky Boss, tutorial and lifestyle. God bless you richly. Thank you all. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your morning, enjoy your afternoon. If you guys hear anything, please send to me. Please. All right, guys, I love you and I'll see you soon. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. If you did and you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And turn on the bell icon. You're going to see a notification bell. Turn it on so that whenever we drop anything on the channel, you will be notified. I love you all so much. Enjoy your evening and see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.